Hello everyone, welcome to the class of operating system. Today we are going to discuss about thread. So in this topic, we are going to cover all these issues. What is thread? What are the advantages of thread? What is the difference between process and thread? What are the types of thread available? And what do you mean by multi-threading model? We are going to discuss about multi-threading models also. So these are the things those we are going to cover today. So firstly, what is thread? We have discussed about process. We have discussed that process is a program in execution. And we have also discussed that we can create various child processes whenever we need to distribute the job, the total job for computational speed up or for some other requirement. Maybe we need to distribute the total job into various sub jobs, and for each and every time we are going to create a process. But process is a very heavy kind of thing, because whenever a process is created, a memory space is going to be assigned to that particular process. Some resources are also going to assign to that particular process. So there are many things that we need to do whenever a process is created. But in place of creating a process, we can also create a thread also, which is going to share the same address space or the same resources that is already allocated to that particular process, which is going to create the thread. So for this reason, it is called lightweight process. So a thread is a flow of execution through the process code with its own program counter that keeps track of which instruction to execute next. System registers which hold its current working variables, and a stack which contains the execution history. No resources are separately allocated to the thread. No memory space is separately allocated to the thread. No separate PCB should maintain for the thread. All the things that is already with that particular process, the process is going to create a thread only for the better efficient execution purpose. And all the resources, memory space, and all the things which is already available with that particular process, the process is going to share all of this to that thread. Okay, so for this reason thread is called lightweight process. So now we are going to discuss about the advantages of thread. Thread minimize the context switching time. Every time whenever we need to whenever we are going to work in a cooperating process environment, that means one parent process may be created multiple child process, or some processes who are going to execute to for performing the same job, that is the sub portions of a job is executing by each of the process, and they need to make a communication between them. And every time a context switching is required whenever a process is going to unhold and another process is going to come. So we need to save the PCB stage of the previous process that is going to stop now, and again we need to reload the PCB state for the newly coming process. But for thread we don't require to do all these steps. So it's required that it is whenever if we use thread in place of process, then it is going to minimize the context switching time. Okay, use of threads provide concurrency within a process. Here a process is going to be distributed in various threads. So whatever things are going to be done by the process, that is going to be distributed. So a process is going to be distributed. Obviously we are actually introducing a kind of concurrency within the process. Concurrencies come within the process. Now the next thing, that is efficient communication. Now what do you mean by efficient communication? Efficient communication means what? Here, we don't require to perform any kind of message transformation for communication, because the all the threads are going to share the same memory space. So very easily they can communicate with each other, because they are accessing the same memory space. So the communication taking place very efficiently. Actually, we don't need to bother about the communication. We don't need to maintain anything extra for the communication. Now the next thing, that is, it is more economical to create a context switch thread. Obviously, we don't need any extra resources. We don't have any extra overhead. We don't need to require any extra memory space, any extra thing. Already all are allocated to a particular process, and that process is going to share all them in between their threads. So no extra things are required. So it is more economical. Threads allow utilization of multiprocessor architecture to a greater scale and efficiency. Obviously, every time we have, if we are working in an efficient system, so we are going to have a multiprocessor architecture where multiple processors are there. So each and every thread, if they are using all these processors, so at a time multiple processing can done within a process. So obviously the jobs are going to be performed, the jobs are going to be executed very firstly, because everything is done parallelly. There is a very speed up in execution. So obviously it will increase, and it is increase in efficiency. So the multiprocessor architecture can be very much, we can use very efficiently that multiprocessor architecture if you using thread. Okay, if we using thread. Now we are going to discuss about what are the difference between process and thread, or we are going to compare between process and thread. So process is heavyweight or resource intensive, because each and every time the process are created some extra things that we need to maintain with that extra resources. Some resources are going to be allocated, so we need to maintain. A memory space is allocated, so we need to maintain. So basically a PCB we need to maintain. In the contrast, thread is lightweight, taking lesser resources than a process. Process switching needs interaction with operating system, but thread switching does not need to interact with operating system, because those are the internal issue of the process. There is no context switching required in this context, so it is not required. In multiple processing environment, each process executes the same code but has its own memory and file resources. But in case of thread, all threads can share same set of open files and child process. Okay. If one process is blocked, then no other process can execute until the first process is unblocked. But in place of thread, while one thread is blocked and waiting, a second thread in the same time can run. No question about blocking. Okay. And multiple processes without using thread use more resources, because every time the resource allocation we need to perform. But multiple threaded processes use fewer resources, because the same resources are shared among all of them. In multiple processes, each process operates independently of the others. Okay, but on thread, one thread can read, write, or change another thread state also. So that can be a disadvantage of thread. Okay, so these are the things that we should discuss when we are going to compare between process and thread. Okay. Now the next thing comes, that is types of thread. Thread can be of two types generally, user level and kernel level. The user level threads are created by the thread library. So kernel is not aware about these types of threat. So the system related activities cannot be performed by these user level threats. Kernel level threats are going to be created by the operating system. It is more like the process. So operating system is aware about it. So operating system is going to maintain this type of threats. You can see here we have the user space, and this is the thread where we have thread library. So thread library is going to create the user level thread, and that is going to store here. And this is basically the kernel space where the kernel level threads. Okay. So what is user level threads? So in this case, the thread management kernel is not aware of the existence of the thread. Okay. So the thread library contains code for creating and destroying threads, for passing message and data between threads, for scheduling threads execution, and for saving and restoring threads context. So they are actually perform everything. The application start with a single thread basically. So what are the advantages? Thread switching does not require kernel mode privilege. It can be done very easily. User level thread can run on any operating system. Okay. And scheduling can, because this is not operating system dependent. Scheduling can be application specific in the user level thread. Okay. And user level threads are first to create and manage because they are very, very lightweighted. What are the disadvantages? In a typical operating system, most system calls are blocking. Multi-threaded application cannot take advantage of multiprocessing. Okay, so this is actually the operating system is not aware about this kind of thread. So any heavy job cannot be performed by it. Now the kernel level thread. So in this case, thread management is done by the kernel. So kernel is aware about this. There is no thread management code in the application area. Kernel threads are supported directly by the operating system. So system is very much aware about that. Any application can be programmed to be multi-threaded. Okay. All of the threads within an application are supported within a single process. So the kernel maintains context information for the process as a whole. That means kernel is basically going to maintain everything. Okay. What are the advantage of this kind of thread? Kernel can simultaneously schedule multiple threaded. That means the multi-threaded environment is very much applicable for this kind of threads. Okay. So the kernel can simultaneously schedule multiple threads from the same process on multiple processes. So a multi-threaded environment can be activated here. If one thread in a process is blocked, the kernel can schedule another thread of the same process. So if one thread is going to the sleep mode, another thread can awaken and can perform. Kernel routines themselves can be multi-threaded. Yes. But now what are the disadvantages? Kernel threads are generally slower to create and manage than the user thread because it is more heavier than the user thread. Kernel thread is basically more like a process. Okay. Transfer of control from one thread to another within the same process requires a mode switch to the kernel. So we need to inform operating system in this case. Okay, so that is a disadvantage basically. So we have discussed about user level thread and kernel level thread. These are the two types of thread available. User level thread is mostly maintained by the thread library. Kernel is not aware about this kind of thread. This is very much lightweighted. So light kind of jobs are performed by this. Okay, that kernel level thread are maintained by the kernel, that means the operating system, and obviously operating system is aware about this kind of thread. This is much more heavier than the user level thread. So a multi-threading environment can be created by this kernel level thread, but because this is much more heavier than the user level thread, it is actually more like a process. So whenever we are going to perform a thread switching, the kernel need to be aware. Okay, so basically these are, so obviously some switching activity, some extra overhead is going to introduce with this. Okay. Now, what is multi-threading? Here we are going to discuss about the multi-threading means the multiple thread can at a time execute. Okay, we can enable multiple thread. So if one thread for a particular process is going to be sleep mode, that means blocked in any position. Another thread don't need to block, they can execute. So this is basically the multi-threading environment where we have three multi-threading models. Those are many to many relationship, many to one relationship, and one to one relationship. So many to many relationship, many to one relationship, and one to one relationship. So these relationship is basically among the thread. Okay. So firstly, we are going to discuss about many to many model. The many-to-many model multiplexes any number of user threads onto an equal or smaller number of kernel threads. Okay, so you can see the user threads are going to map with the kernel thread. Okay, so many to many, the mapping is done in many to many mode. So many user thread can be mapped with many kernel thread. But the thing is what here they have told that the many number of user thread can be mapped with the equal or the smaller number of kernel thread. Okay, so many in this side also we have many user thread. In this side also we have many kernel thread, and they can map between them. You can see there is no direct communication basically. So all the threads from this side can be mapped with all these, and all the threads from this side also can be mapped with all these threads. Okay, so this is a many to many model. Now the next one is many to one model. Many to one model maps many user level threads to one kernel level threads. Okay, so many user level threads and one kernel level threads. So what is many? So here you can see in the previous case there is no, you cannot understood that which particular thread is going to map with which kernel level thread. But in this case you can see the user level thread from process P1 is going to map with this particular kernel level thread. Here also we can have many user level thread, and those are mapped with upper kernel level thread. So this is many to one model. So in this case there is no dedicated kernel level thread is associated with any user level thread. But in this case, a dedicated kernel level thread is associated with a group of user level thread. Okay, so in this side it is basically many, and this side it is the kernel side it is one. So one kernel thread is associated with many user level thread, and also you can see all these user level thread is coming from a particular process. Okay. Now the last one, that is one-to-one model. Here for one user level thread, we have a one kernel level thread. So the relationship is one-to-one. One user level thread is associated with one kernel level thread. Okay, so these are the models. So in this chapter, what are the things we're just going to look? What are the things we have covered? What is thread? Thread is a light-weighted process that can be created for certain advantages. So what are those advantages? Those advantages can be minimize the context switching time. It can be provides the concurrency within a process. Obviously, the communication become more efficient if we use thread, if we are working in a multi-threaded environment, and it is more economical also because the resources are allocated to process. It is not allocated to thread. So whatever resources is allocated to the process, all the threads created by the process is going to use those resources only, and threads is going to utilize the multiprocessor environment very efficiently. Okay, so for these advantages, thread should be created. Actually, it is very much important for computational speed up, and it is very much economical. It is resource utilization done in a very efficient manner using thread. There are certain difference between process and threads we have discussed. So the mostly thing is in process, whenever process is created, resources are allocated to that process, and we need to maintain that also. But in whenever thread is created, no this kind of maintenance is required. So whenever we are performing any switching between processes, context switching and extra overhead is introduced. But whenever we are switching between threads, no such kind of things is required. Multi-threaded environment can be possible, that if one thread is in a sleep mode, another thread can execute. So these are the difference between the process and thread. So basically process can be treated as a heavy weighted process and thread can be treated as a light weighted process. Okay. So basically two types of threads are available, user level thread and kernel level thread. User level threads are mostly created by the thread library. Kernel or operating system is not aware about that user level thread. Kernel level thread is created by the system. So operating system can manage the threads. So kernel level thread is more heavier in context to user level thread, but because the user level thread is not aware, operating system is not aware about user level thread, so some operations cannot be performed by user level thread, but kernel level thread can perform all this, but they are little bit heavier. So some extra things like state maintenance is also we need to done for kernel level thread, which is not required for user level thread. Okay. And then lastly we have discussed about multi-threading models. Okay, so we have three types of models: many to many, many to one, one to one. So these are the relationship which is established between the user level thread and kernel level thread. If it is many to many, then obviously from the kernel side also the participation is many, from the user side also the participation is many. So it is a many to many relationship. For the next thing is many to one, that means one kernel level thread is associated with multiple user level thread. And the last one is one to one, when one kernel level thread is associated with one user level thread. Okay, so this is basically all the things that I want to discuss regarding threads. Okay, threads is basically nothing but the lightweighted process that's actually created for the efficient execution. Okay, so this is all for today. We are going to discuss any various topics of operating system in the upcoming classes, and please be with me and continue studying. Okay, thank you, students.